welcome to the show. What a great feeling it is to have a gorgeous day, a beautiful racetrack like Belmont, and a crowd coming out to see a superstar cigar. We need more cigars. We had a great day here. We want you to see the races. Get your tape machines going right back with the first. But even money on the outside, it's Balanced Budget and Mike Smith.
They're off. Stage Trick bounces out on the lead immediately. Stage Trick sent to the front at once. Excellent Secret sprinting up on the inside. On the outside, Balanced Budget comes away third. Then stablemates Low Key and Raspa. Down toward the inside, Whitey Star had to check. Whitey Star had to check over the heels of Raspa. Tricky Master moving around Whitey Star. 3 lengths back to Northern Ransom. Northern Ransom, Richard Migliore wants him a lot closer. The opening quarter run right along in 22 2/5 seconds as the field rounds the far turn. Stage Trick head-to-head with Excellent Secret. They take their skirmish to the top of the stretch, and the favorite Balanced Budget looms just in behind them, a threatening third, 2.5 lengths back, and Tricky Master getting into it now. He's fourth on the outside. And then Loki and Whitey Star off the turn and into the stretch, and here comes Balanced Budget up and after the lead. Balanced Budget running greenly, but in front by a neck. On the inside, Excellent Secret battling back. Excellent Secret and Balanced Budget head-to-head for the...
Balanced Budget and run 2 awfully good races down in Maryland. Here he circles the field, but look at how nicely the Lady Secret horse, Excellent Secret, hanging on the inside. The winner is Balanced Budget. Morris Bailey, Edmund Godet, and Mike Smith. 432, 82, 40. Excellent Secret, 393. Tricky Mr. 380. The exacta 8 and 3 is $16. Second, 6.5 furlongs. These are fillies and mares, 3 and up. The favorite, the drop down, the number 3, Jupiter Assembly with Jerry Bailey.
They're off. Jupiter Assembly gets out fast, and there goes Austin's Blaze. And toward the outside, Speed Up Front goes to the front. Speed Up Front will be the leader. You're Not Listening moving to second on the outside. Austin's Blaze third. Montalca coming through on the inside fourth. Jupiter Assembly broke first, but is now back in fifth. Then it's Z-rated sixth on the outside. Susan Valley is seventh toward the rail. 2 lengths to Communicator Madam. Forever True at the back of the pack as Speed of Front blazes the way through a quarter in 22 2. Speed of Front really rolling right along. A 3-length lead. Austin's Blaze is running second. Montalca third. You're Not Listening under the whip fourth. Then Susan Valley Z-rated on the outside. In between horses, Jupiter Assembly shuffled back to seventh. A break of 5 to Communicator Madam. Forever True trails the field. Speed of Front zipped to half. 45 1. Field closing in. Austin's Blaze getting closer. Montalca rallies up the rail. On the outside, it's Z-rated. And Susan Valley putting in a late bid. Jupiter Assembly is sixth. In the final furlong, Speed Up Front set those blistering fractions. Montalca trying to squeeze through on the inside. Here comes Montalca. Collar Speed Up Front on the outside. Austin's Blaze. Farthest out, Susan Valley closing. Here's the line. Montalca under a...
Take a look at the racetrack. Watch where the winner is, Montalca. Remember how nicely Excellent Secret hung on the inside? The horse that's losing this, the horse that had the lead, was the Speed. 6.5 may have been a bit much for Speed Up Front. But Montalca gets it. Paul Colucci, Martin Singham, and John M. DeStefano Jr., John Velasquez. 30, 13, 89, 20. Speed Up Front, 11, 28, 10. Susan Valley, 720. Quinella, 2992, $90.50. Exacta, 2 and 9, 240, 250. And the double, the 8 and 2, $83. We're moving on to the third now. This is a sprint. These are maiden 2-year-olds. The favorite, the number 6, my Gallant One with John Velasquez.
They're off. Jail Rock, Truman C. And between those two, it's Gun City. And toward the outside, my Gallant One, Felix the Cat fifth early. Then Divide and Conquer, Hanover Street. At the back is Gaelic Falcon. Up the backstretch, Truman C. head-to-head with Gun City. And those two really going at it. And Gun City gets ahead in front. Truman C. second on the outside. And Felix the Cat, Jose Santos, trying to get him clear for some running room. To his outside, it's my Gallant One. Now 4 of them going after the lead as they move round the far turn. They got a quarter in 22 2. 3 furlongs out, and Truman C. shakes loose from Gun City, but Felix the Cat is there to press, and my Gallant One on the outside. Here comes Hanover Street, rallying now fourth. Hanover Street just in behind the lead. Farther back, it's Gaelic Falcon. The field turning for home. My Gallant One on the outside. Truman C on the inside. Felix the Cat in between them. Hanover Street in behind them. Down to the last furlong. Truman C's got something left. Truman C now beginning to pull away from My Gallant One second.
And he's got a lot left. Look where he is. He's right on the inside, even though he was post 9. Robbie used the stalking horse, the eighth of a mile runner, Gun City, then takes over on the inside and wins, pulling away. That is number 9, Truman C for the Blue Goose Stable, Tim Kelly and Robbie Davis. 11:24.73.80. My Gallant One, 3:32.90. Hanover Street, Shipper, 8.5 the show. 9.6 is $30.40. Here's the 4th. This is a sprint. These are 3-year-olds and up. Now, when it's a race other than maiden or claiming, the favorite is the 1 entry of Star of Valor and Gregory Hines.
They're off. Rage jumps out to the lead immediately. God's Village is also right there. God's Village gets ahead in front of Rage. Rage comes right back. Those two hooking up from the gate. Hat Day wants to join them with Fashion Find, and he rushes through on the inside. Just in behind it, Star of Valor, followed by Gregory Hines, and on the outside, Voyeur One. Far behind the rest is Price Rise. Around the far turn, Rage rattles off a quarter in 22 1/5 seconds. God's Village. God's Village threatening on the outside second. Here comes Voyeur One ranging up 4 wide. Toward the inside, Fashion Find now fades to 4th. Star of Valor's between horses, along with Gregory Hines. Price Rise too far behind. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Rage turns for home with the lead. God's Village second, a 45 flat half. It's Rage in front at the top of the stretch. God's Village still trying to get to him. Farther back on the outside, Voyeur One is 3rd. Fashion Find 4th in the final furlong. Rage pulling away. Rage pulling away under a hand ride.
Looks like a rerun of the last race. Robbie Davis has figured something out. Get to the lead, get to the rail, and see how far you can go. In this case, he goes far enough for an easy win. The winner's number 3, Rage, Lion Crest Stable, Alan Jerkins, Robbie Davis. 12:45.70, 4:20. God's Village off the layoff, 5:44.80. Fashion Find, 4.90. Quinella 3-4-4-3 is $21. Exacta 3 and 4 is $48. And the pick 3, the old 293, $1,097. Here's the 5th. This is a sprint. These are 3-year-olds. The claiming tag 75 down to 70. Favorite is the number 8, Denmark, with Pat Day.
And they're off. Cryptic Solution. There goes Denmark. Denmark sent to the lead at once. Air Supply second on the outside. Willful Joe is 3rd. Fiery Jennifer 4th. Tarquin Joe 5th. Down inside, Cryptic Solution out of 5th. Tarquin Joe back running in 6th. 2 lengths back to Solo Practitioner. At the back of the pack are Lonsdale and Nascris Ferrari. At the front of the pack, here comes Willful Joe coming through on the inside of Denmark to get a short lead after a quarter in a swift 21-1 around the far turn. Denmark and Willful Joe going full bore toward the top of the stretch with Air Supply creeping up on them on the outside, 3rd by 4. Cryptic Solution is wide and running 4th. Tarquin Joe 5th on the inside. Solo Practitioner is gaining ground. The field turning for home. Denmark, Willful Joe, Air Supply making it 3 after the lead. Tarquin Joe is trying to come up the inside. Solo Practitioner is rallying, and so is Cryptic Solution. 6 of them arrive at the 8th pole together. Tarquin Joe comes up the rail to the lead. It's Tarquin Joe.
Hey, do you think Gary Stevens been watching those reruns? Look where he puts this first-time Lasix horse. Up the rail to some avail. And the winner is the number 6, Tarquin Joe. Peter Callahan, Billy Badgett, Gary Stevens. 17:28.75.20. Solo Practitioner, $674. Cryptic Solution gave up the rail, goes to the 6 pad, $3 to show. The 6.5's $118.50. The try, 6.52, $610. But allowance conditions, the favorite, the number 2, Feasibility Study with Mike Smith.
And they're off. Quaker Bonnet and Apollon Feasibility Study and Miss Golden Circle are away first. From the rail, here comes Cherokee Wonder toward the lead. Moving up the backstretch, Feasibility Study emerging with a short lead. Napoleon between horses. Down inside, Cherokee Wonder's right up there. Quaker Bonnet with the pace on the outside, 4th. Private Line drafting in behind the front runners in 5th position. Miss Golden Circle has been guided to the inside, now 6th in a break of 6 lengths back to Return of Mom. Cherokee Wonder has come through on the inside of Feasibility Study to take a short lead after a quarter in 23 1/5 seconds. And it's 2.5 lengths back on the outside. Napoleon runs 3rd. Miss Golden Circle making strides on the inside 4th. Quaker Bonnet losing ground 5th. Private Line 6 lengths from the lead, a break of another 5 to Return of Mom. Around the far turn, Feasibility Study and Cherokee Wonder have been matching strides through the opening half mile of 46 3/5 seconds. Miss Golden Circle looms just in behind them. Napoleon is now 4th, a break of 4 lengths now, and Return of Mom is beginning to hit her best stride. She draws within 6 lengths of the lead. Private Line is under a ride, coming wide into the stretch, and the field turns for home. Feasibility Study is coming away with the lead. Miss Golden Circle is put to full-out drive, and now Mike Smith gets busy on Feasibility Study, holding on to the lead 1.5 lengths. Miss Golden Circle is 2nd. On the inside, Cherokee Wonder 3rd. Return of Mom is 4th.
She was the best, and she had the inside. She had speed. Give a lot of credit to Frank Alvarado. He rushed his inside horse, Cherokee Wonder, but just not good enough for Feasibility Study. Shaw Mary's stable, Billy Mott and Mike Smith. 550, 340, 260. Miss Golden Circle, 640, 410. Return of Mom really overbet because of her running style, but she does run well. 290 to show. 2.5 is $37.40. Here come the first of our 3 grade 1s. This is a 1 3/8, 38th running, Man of War, grade 1. It's on the inner turf. It's $400,000 pot. And the favorite is on the outside, the number 8, Awad with Chris McCarron.
And they're off, and Montjoy was off to an awkward start. Marlin came out smoothly, and Marlin takes the lead and does it rather easily. No early pressure. Diplomatic Jet is on the outside. Rain Trap is 3rd, and Montjoy has got it to the inside immediately. Under the line the first time, Marlin moving easily. No pressure from Diplomatic Jet sitting off his flank. Montjoy just in behind the lead 3rd, and Rain Trap is 4th in the early going. Then it's Flag Down, saving ground 5th. Awad takes a position up at the back of the pack with Mecki and Sentimental Moi. The field moving into the clubhouse turn, and the leader is Marlin. Marlin breezing along. Diplomatic Jet sitting back in 2nd after a dawdling first quarter in 24 3/5 seconds. Montjoy continues to save ground under a light hold. On the outside, Rain Trap runs along in 4th. Flag Down running in mid-pack. Awad at the back. Sentimental Moi now making an aggressive move. He's passing horses quickly as they begin their run up the backstretch. 2nd to last a moment to go. Now he's only 3 lengths from the lead. And Mecki, the Arlington Million winner, continues to lag behind. The pace is very ordinary. The opening half mile, 50 1/5 seconds. Marlin continues to lead the way, but Diplomatic Jet beginning to apply some pressure with 5 furlongs to go. Montjoy has enjoyed a perfect trip so far beneath Gary Stevens. Sentimental Moi now 4th on the outside. Rain Trap is 5th. Flag Down is 6th, but he's only 5 lengths from the lead with the half mile to go. Awad has yet to hit his best stride. He'll do his best running later. Mecki continues to trail the field, but he's a stretch runner too. Rounding the far turn, Marlin now coming under intense pressure from Diplomatic Jet, who's trying to get by him. Montjoy looms large. He's 3rd in behind the lead. Awad is kicking in. He's picking up momentum on the outside. Flag Down switched out for the run into the stretch, and the field turns for home. Diplomatic Jet on the outside, roused to the lead. Marlin tries to fight back on the inside. Awad continues to close 3rd. Montjoy is 4th, down to the final 16th, and it is Diplomatic Jet striding away. Diplomatic Jet, Mecki is flying late, but the wire will get there first. And
you can't let good horses get away with a pace like that. Diplomatic Jet and Marlin did, but Diplomatic Jet is the better one. Mike Watchmaker in the Post Parade magazine tabbed this right on top, and he gets the perfect trip, and he's going to win it. Take no credit away from Mecki. This is a big effort against this pace. Comes from dead last to pick up the pieces, but Diplomatic Jet steals it. Fred Hooper, Jimmy Picou, Jorge Chavez. 25, 20, 11, 68, 10. Mecki 7 and 460, Marlin 540. The exacta 7-2, 169.50. Try 724, $1,446. Here's the other one. It is the 43rd running of the Woodward, grade 1, 500,000 at 1 1/8. They're 3 and up. They're at weight for age. I wonder who's the favorite.
off in the woodward, and Eltish stumbled coming out of the starting gate. Smart Strike came out smooth as a string, straight as a string, and he's going right out after the lead. On his inside, Le Carrier is right there. Eltish stumbled, but he quickly recovered. He's up and after the lead, and Cigar is fourth. And in behind horses, Jerry Bailey trying to settle him down today. He's now about 4.5 lengths from Eltish, who has taken over the lead. Golden Larch will be the early trailer. The first quarter goes in a relatively easy 23 1/5 seconds. Eltish is the leader out into the middle of the track. Smart Strike mixing it up in between horses. Le Carrier holds his position at the rail. Those three going at it now as they continue up the backstretch. And Cigar is 5 lengths behind the front runners, who are now Le Carrier and Smart Strike. Eltish on the outside, he's back just a bit in third, and Cigar is running in fourth, and he's guided to the outside for a clear run as they move into the far turn. The half mile went in 46 1/5 seconds. They're a half mile from home. Le Carrier has the lead. Smart Strike trying to get by him, and Cigar, there he goes. Cigar is third, and he's taking aim at the lead at the midway point on the turn. Eltish does not have it today. Golden Larch on the inside. The field coming to the top of the stretch. The Carrier and Smart Strike have been doing battle for almost a half mile now, and Cigar looms to their outside third, and they turn for home, and here comes the champion Cigar. Cigar has taken the lead at the top of the stretch, leaving Le Carrier and Smart Strike behind. Then Golden Larch fourth, coming down to the final furlong.
Yes, he had everything his own way. It was weight for age. There was speed in front of him. But look at him. This is an awesome performance. He loves it here, and we love him. It's fun to watch him and to hear the people cheer. Cigar gets it. That's for Billy Mott, Alan Paulson, Jerry Bailey. 270, 210, 210. Le Carrier, 290, 210. Golden Larch, rank outsider, 210 to show. The exacta 5-2 is $8. That's the pick 3 that was picked on top by Mike Watchmaker. He gave you the old 275, $94. And as for the pick 6, nobody. Almost 77,000 waiting tomorrow. 5 of 6. $346. We're not out of grade 1s. Here's the Ruffian. It's a mile and a 16th, 21st running. 250,000, handicap, fillies and mares. 3 to 5, Serena's Song, Gary Stevens.
And they're off. Serena's Song, Twist the Feet, and Little Buckles. The three of them come away quickly. It's a break of 3 back to Yanks Music, who's down inside fourth. Their mandates alongside her. Head east is the early trailer. Moving up the backstretch. And it's Twist the Fleet, who is the leader. Serena's Song with her. Little Buckles is rating just off the pace. Yanks Music is also restrained under a hard hold by John Velasquez. She's fourth. Their mandates alongside her and rating comfortably. A break of another 5.5 to head east. 23 3 for the opening quarter. It was an easy one for the speedy Twist the Fleet, who holds a short lead over Serena's Song. Serena's Song and Twist the Fleet, they're on even terms now with 5 furlongs to run. Little Buckles sitting just outside them. Yanks Music just in behind the lead, still rating. Their mandate now 4.5 lengths from the lead and head east and around the far turn. And it's Serena's Song, 3/4 of a length. Twist the Fleet trying to stay with her, but Serena's Song now beginning to get away. Yanks Music right in behind Serena's Song. Little Buckles is fourth, clear mandate fifth and head east. Nearing the top of the stretch, Serena's Song with the lead. And John Velasquez wheels Yanks Music out for the stretch drive. And the battle is joined at the top of the stretch. Serena's Song down inside, Yanks Music ready to throw. The two of them are quickening up away from the field. Serena's Song holding on, hand ride. Yanks Music under a full-out drive is second, a half length behind. Serena's Song, 16th pole, still with the lead. Yanks Music is giving her all. Serena's Song, Yanks Music, a last gasp lunge. Here's the photo. Oh, it looked like Yanks Music.
How do you like this one? One of the things I wouldn't want to do at Belmont Park this meeting is be in a stretch tour with a Leo O'Brien trained horse. They all seem to have an extra gear. And when you get a good one like Yanks Music, she's always got just a little bit more to give you. The 3-year-old noses out Serena's Song. Yanks Music, Michael Fennessy, Audrey Hastings Cooper, Leo O'Brien, John Velasquez. 620, 270, 230. Serena's Song will look like she was home. 220, 210. Head east, 320 to show. The exacta 2 and 4, $11.20. The try, 241, $76.50. Here's the finale. This is a sprint. These are 3 and up. These are state breds. Non-winners are 2 other than lukewarm favorite here, the number 3, Ursula's Roger with John Velasquez.
And they're off. It's I'll Not Comply getting away on the inside. There goes Winlock Zachary out for the lead. Deeded's on the move early. In between horses, clearly now comes up to be 3rd. I'll Not Comply is 4th. Cashtown Road is now 5th. Country Flag is 6th. Cross Pro 7th, moving on the outside. On the inside, Ursula's Raja is next. Then toward the outside, it's Collecting Dust. And Mr. Eli is the trailer. Heading into the far turn, Winlock Zachary under heavy pressure from Deeded through a quarter in 22 and 4/5 seconds. I'll Not Comply 3rd. Clearly is 4th. Cashtown Road 5th on the outside. And then it's Ursula's Raja now running in 6th toward the rail, about 6 lengths from the lead. In between horses is Country Flag, and toward the outside, Cross Pro. Then it's Mr. Eli and Collecting Dust. They head for home. As the field turns for home, Winlock Zachary is the leader by a head. Deeded and Jerry Bailey looking for the lead on the outside. On the outside, it's Deeded. On the inside, Winlock Zachary. Winlock Zachary beginning to edge away from Deeded. I'll Not Comply is 3rd. Mr. Eli closing like a wild horse at the inside.
Well, Robbie Davis, 3 races, run the same way. He's read this track perfectly. John Imbrial, pre-race prattle, said Winlock Zachary, a good play here, could be the speed nearest the wood. Scriptar Farm, Michael Maselli, Robbie Davis again, 1928, 56.60. Mr. Eli, Samin up the rail, 775.40. I'll Not Comply, 420. The 6/8 exact is 169.50. Try 681, $1,052. Double 2 and 6, $71. One, Recolita, the 7, Lady Blake, the 15, Winky. In the 4th, the 15, Goodbye Mickey. In the 5th, the 4, Work of the Devil, 13, Saskia's Star. In the 6th, the 11, Mystic Mel. In the 10th, 5 Out From Under, 11, Dom Perignon, and 17, Micaray. We have 3 more stake races tomorrow, including the Super Futurity, which looks awfully good on paper. All the football you want to see will be available to you out here, plus the Pick the Pros and Ponies contest can win $1,000, put a couple of horses together with a couple of football games. But Cigar, why can't you run every day? Good night. May the horse be with you. Welcome to the show. Is there life after Cigar? We're about to find out. We got 2 more grade 1s and a grade 2. Another great day of racing, 10 on the card. Let's get to it after this. Maiden fillies and mares, 3 and up. A lukewarm favorite here, surprisingly, is the closer, the number 8 Loose Bloomers with Eddie Maple.
And they're off. And it's Polish Angel getting out first. Boudreaux was off to a good beginning. In between horses, Bell Dancer is there, along with In the Will. On the far outside, Heat Lightning, close to the pace 5th. It's a length and a half back. Revelation Bay is running in 6th. Montenegro 7th on the inside. Lady Firecracker is 8th, followed by Summer Fantasy, who's 9th. Benjinski 10th on the rail, and in a bit of traffic, and a break of 5 back to Loose Bloomers, the trailer. Bell Dancer with a 2-prong challenge from Boudre Tour inside. On the outside, Polish Angel, who's in hand and up with the pace. Then it's in the Will just in behind the leaders. On the far outside, Heat Lightning, very hard to handle going wide. Coming through on the rail, Revelation Bay. And Montenegro threads her way through in between horses. So does Lady Firecracker. From the back of the pack, Loose Bloomers is passing horses now on the far outside. 3 furlongs from the line. It's Bell Dancer by a head. On the outside, Polish Angel. Boudre toward the rail. Lady Firecracker's just in behind them. Heat Lightning on the outside. Loose Bloomers taken wide as they come into the stretch. Montenegro is 7th as the field heads for home. Polish Angel has taken the lead under a hand ride. Polish Angel with no urging whatsoever, now beginning to get away from the field. Paula Bruno gives a tap of the whip to Polish Angel, but she looks clear now and going on by 5.
Easiest kind of winner. They liked her last time on the turf. She got beat 4 lengths. They got to put her back on the dirt today. She has that needed early speed. Pulls away under Paula Bruno. But Tony Margada, owner, trainer, Polish Angel. 31.60, 13.20, 7.70. Bell Dancer, 7.20, 3.60. Against the grain from the outside, Loose Bloomers runs well, 3.60 to show. The 9-2, $283.50. Here's the second. There's the sprint. These are maiden fillies. They are 2-year-olds. Again, no heavy favorite. Lukewarm, the number 7, Good Opportunity.
They're off. There goes You Are Forgettable, rocketing right away from the gate to a quick early lead of almost 3 lengths. Down toward the inside, it's Agina now running in 2nd. Serene Queen is in between horses. Good Opportunity on the outside. In between horses is Wolestina, and coming up the rail is Miss Queen. Around the far turn, You Are Forgettable by a length now. Agina moving closer, 2nd. Miss Queen 3rd. Wolestina 4th. Good Opportunity 5th. March Point running in 6th. Serene Queen shuffled back 7th. Carousel Corner making strides on the rail. Perfect Catch is wide. A break of 6 to Zip Prospector. Nearing the top of the stretch. You Are Forgettable still in control. Agina trying to come to her. 3 lengths back, Miss Queen 3rd. Good Opportunity toiling back and forth. Wolestina is 5th. Carousel Corner toward the inside. On the far outside, Perfect Catch. Coming down to the final furlong, You Are Forgettable still holding off Agina. And You Are Forgettable pulling away from her by 3. Then it's Agina 2nd, a long way back to the 3rd horse, Miss Queen.
In front, you got the lead. You're on the inside. You're going to be tough to catch. Tom made a little bit of a mistake. He thought she was forgettable. She's unforgettable. It's You Are Unforgettable. $250,000 is a 2-year-old in training from the New Farm. Ben Perkins Sr., the trainer. Mike Smith, first asking. $950, $570, $370. Agina, $540, $390. Miss Queen, $4. Quinella 2552, $18. Exacta 52, $37. And the double, the 9.5, $278.50. Let's begin the pick 6 with the carryover. This is a sprint. Fillies and mares 3 and up. Now one is a race other than 4 to 5. Winsome Lassie, Robbie Davis.
They're off. Ciro Sinactress, Winsome Lassie getting out quickly. There goes Winsome Lassie to the front. Winsome Lassie dashes away by a length and a half. Celestial Glance is 2nd on the outside. Here's Southgate. Southgate driving up on the inside of Winsome Lassie, but had to back off. Celestial Glance now moving toward Winsome Lassie on the outside. Ciro Seductress is 3rd. Southgate, after a vain attempt at the lead, has shuffled back to 4th. The trailer is Taylor's Mark as they round the far turn. And they're moving right along. The quarter went in 22 1/5 seconds. 3 furlongs out. Celestial Glance knocking heads with Winsome Lassie. Ciro Seductress a stalking 3rd. On the outside, Taylor's Mark 4th. By the back, Southgate has dropped 7 lengths from the lead. They head for home. Winsome Lassie strong in front by a neck. But on the far outside, Ciro Seductress is coming late. Celestial Glance has faded to third. They're in the final furlong. Winsome Lassie, hand-ridden, 2.5 length lead. Zero Seductress second. Taylor's Mark third. The other two struggling.
It's like another rerun. She had the speed, she had the rail. Took her for 50,000 from Cordero. Find a nice allowance slot for her and win out. Barry Schwartz, Mike Hushin, and Robbie Davis. 380, 280, 210. Zero Seductress, 430, 250. Taylor's Mark, 230. 5-4, $14. Here's the fourth. They're going a mile. They're on the Widener turf. These are 3 and up. Now winners of a race other than. Heavy favorite here, the number 8, Raining Stones with Mike Smith.
And they're off. Notoriety bounces out quickly. Cyber Chat off to a sharp beginning. There goes Criminal Command. Julio Pazua sends him out after the lead. And his mate Games On is second. They make the bend into the backstretch. Criminal Command in front. Games On, hard held. Coming on through in between horses. Dance for Jove is now running in second. In between horses. Moving up now is Anzor of Georgia. He's now third. Games On is reined in to run in fourth. Cyber Chat fifth on the outside. Much Too Much is sixth. Then it's David Parsons seventh. Notoriety is eighth. Raining Stones restrained in ninth. Moving round that one goes Known Accomplice. Then it's Play Smart second to last. Navalus is the trailer up the backstretch. Criminal Command carries the field along through a quarter in 23 and 2/5 seconds. Moving into the far turn, Criminal Command is the leader. Ran a half 47 seconds flat. Dance for Jove still running second. Games On is third. Anzoro Georgia revving up. And there he goes now fourth on the outside. 2 lengths back, Cyber Chat is fifth. Then it's Notoriety, Much Too Much, Known Accomplice, Raining Stones, Navalus, Play Smart, and David Parson at the rail. Nearing the top of the stretch, Criminal Command still the leader. Dance for Jove, poised on the outside. Games On tucked away at the rail. Anzor of Georgia coming well on the outside. Then Notoriety, Cyber Chat. Raining Stones is full of run. Down to the last furlong. Criminal Command throws in the towel. Notoriety charges to the 4. It's Notoriety in front. Raining Stones second on the outside. Anzor of Georgia third. Cyber Chat is fourth. Notoriety!
There's a double for Paula Kine Bruno. That should make her mom happy. Should make Paula happy, too. This was a natural closer. Broke alertly. Pulled back. Comes again. That's the favorite outside, Raining Stones. Raining Stones a bit washy going into the gate. Doesn't run that badly, but no match for Notoriety. Ethel Jacobs, the Harborview Farm. John Hurtler, Paula Kine Bruno second. 26.88, 26.90. Favorite Raining Stones. 390, 320. Anzor of Georgia, 550. 810, 10-8. Quinellas, 39.40. Exacta, 10 and 8, $99. And the pick 3, 3 of 3. The old 5, 510. A Woolworth, 252.50. Here's the fifth. This is a sprint. These are fillies and mares, 3 and up. State breds. Now winners are 2 other than. Heavy favorite here. Thunder Achiever, Jerry Bailey.
They're off. Thunder Achiever stumbled coming out of the starting gate on the far outside. Green Strawberry is up and after the lead. Thunder Achiever recovers quickly and comes on through. Billy B down toward the inside. Run with Nettie is fourth. Saratoga Capers is now fifth. Then it's Songbird running sixth, and on the far outside, farthest out, it's Positive Charger seventh. Negative Lady is eighth. Fight to Love is ninth, and a big break. Back to I'm a Baroness, who lags behind the field. Thunder Achiever by a head. Green Strawberry right there with her through a quarter in 22 and 3. Billy B just in behind the lead. On the outside, Songbird close to the pace fourth. Positive Charger running 4 wide fifth. 2 lengths back. Run with Nettie is sixth and gaining ground on the inside. Negative Lady is well within striking range seventh, and Saratoga Capers is eighth between horses. Farther back, I'm a Baroness and Fight to Love. They head for home. Thunder Achiever cuts the corner with the lead by a length and a half. Billy B is cut loose in the stretch, and here she comes. Positive Charger is third. Negative Lady is fourth. In the final furlong, Thunder Achiever still holding off Billy B. Thunder Achiever is home. Showing full of run under the
lead, the speed, the class, and Bailey. What else do you want? She's been running an open, and she's been running well in open. Back with her own kind, she waltzes. Flying Z Stable, Carlos Martin, Jerry Bailey, Thunder Achiever. And that means to pick the ponies and the pros. Both horses were chalk. Third race and fifth. Thunder Achiever, 360, 280, 250. Billy B, 12 and 840. Positive Charges, $6. The Exacta, 2-1, 50-50. Try, 219, $450, 50 cents. 31 people got it right, but the one who won the contest from Long Beach, New York, Bill Ferrari, $1,000. turf. Fillies and mares 3 and up. No one is the 3 other than them. We're going to give you even money on Okura from Billy Mott and Jerry Bailey.
And they're off. Dynasty and Okura. They're joined on the outside by Darlin Danica and Cornelio Velasquez. Guns Darlin Danica to the front. Okura backs off second. Carlotta Tessa on the move on the outside. In between those two, it's Spola Spring splitting horses from fourth. A length and a half back. Just Wonderful fifth on the outside. Dynasty taken back in hand now seventh. Followed closely by Vadzagrea. Hawaiian Brave is at the back of the pack. They begin their journey up the back stretch with Darlin Danica in front. Darlin Danica the leader by a length. Constant pressure from Polar Spring. Carlotta Tessa's on the outside. Okura's now fourth, about 3.5 lengths from the lead with 5 furlongs to go. Then farther back, it's Just Wonderful. To her inside, it's Dynasty. Vadzagrea rating at the back of the pack. Hawaiian Brave is called on for run as the field passes the half-mile pole. They ran an opening half-mile in 47 and 4/5 seconds. Around the far turn, Darlin Danica trying to go it all the way on the lead. Polish Spring's been glued to her flank the whole way, and she's moving closer toward the lead. Just Wonderful is sent up 5 wide now. Dynasty is coming on through. Then Carlotta Tessa. Okura is behind a wall of horses. Hawaiian Brave is there. Vadzagrea looking for a way through. Tight pack that turns for home. Polish Spring down inside. Dynasty kicking in. On the far outside, it's Just Wonderful. Okura fourth, passing the 8th pole. Dynasty on the outside. Polish Spring comes back. Those two full bore toward the wire. Polish Spring, a nostril in front. Dynasty comes right back. Dynasty, Polish Spring. Here's the wire. Dynasty got it.
Polish Spring had a perfect trip, but Dynasty didn't. It was giving Robbie trouble all the way down the backstretch. He finally gets loose, and as for the favorite, Okura, Jerry Bailey always says that when you're trying to get inside, you can get blocked. In this case, he did get blocked. But Dynasty gets the money for Lee Pacoit, Gary Siaka, Robbie Davis, 5-2 in the line, actually an overlay. Dynasty, 934, 80, 230. Polish Spring runs very well, 610, 260. Okura, 210. The 2.6 is 38.80. Here's another grade 1. This is the matron, 90th running. It's a mile. These are 2-year-old fillies. The favorite is on the outside. It's Fabulously Fast with Mike Smith.
They are in the gate, and they are off. Sharp Cat off to a sharp beginning. Fabulously Fast is there on the outside. How about now toward the inside? And coming up the rail is Alarming Prospect, then Storm Song, and it's a break of 5 back to Miss Huff and Puff, the trailer. Moving up the backstretch, Sharp Cat, the leader, by a length and a half. But Fabulously Fast is keyed up today, and she's coming after her early with 6 furlongs to go. 2 lengths back to Alarming Prospect. Storm Song is rating about 6 or 7 lengths from the lead. Then it's How About Now, and it's a long way back, 10 more lengths back to Miss Huff and Puff. They're moving right along the opening quarter in a sharp 22 and 4 by Sharp Cat. Fabulously Fast in close attendance to this swift pace. The half in 45 and 2. There's a break of 6 back to the 3rd horse, Storm Song. It's another 2.5 to Alarming Prospect. How About Now? And yet another 10 to Miss Huff and Puff. 3 furlongs left. It's still Sharp Cat, but Fabulously Fast is getting closer, and so is Storm Song. The field coming to the top of the stretch. Fabulously Fast now on even terms with Sharp Cat. Storm Song just in behind, a threatening 3rd, a break of 5 to How About Now? Top of the stretch, Sharp Cat racing for the challenge, and she is game. It looked like she hit the rail. It looked like she hit the rail, but Sharp Cat is still in front, holding on to the lead. A final try from Storm Song on the outside. Fabulously Fast, nothing left for the late going. It's still Sharp Cat. Storm Song, here's the line. Sharp Cat wins. 3/4 of a length.
She's on the inside. She has the speed, but she's a tail swisher. She hits the rail, but that edge is an awful lot to have. Once Fabulously Fast was rated, and John Kimball said, I don't want the lead. You don't give that kind of an edge to a Jerry Bailey. He gets his filly to the lead. He sets very legitimate fractions, but this is a nice racetrack to have the lead on the inside. Uncontested, really, at the top of the stretch. Sharp Cat, Amin Bin Salman, D. Wayne Lucas, and Jerry Bailey. 510, 330, 210. Storm Song, 540, 210. Fabulously Fast, 210. 5-4 exact is $26. The try, it is the 3 favorites. The 5-4-6, $51.50. Well, now let's try the guys. 107th running of the Futurity, grade 1 a mile. These are 2-year-old colts. 4 to 5 favoriting in. Smoke Glacken, Craig Perrette.
And they're off. Harley Tune gets out fast. Smoke Glacken broke alertly. And so did Richter Scale, and toward the outside, it's the Silver Move. Here comes All Chatter, sprinting up the inside. Wrightwood has speed today. Moving up the backstretch and a scramble on for the lead here. 4 of them want to get to it. And Wrightwood breaks through, gets a short lead. All Chatter on the inside. Smoke Glacken is third on the far outside. Richter Scale mixing it up in between horses. It's 3 lengths back to the Silver Move, who's now 5th. And Trader is 6th on the inside. He's about 6 lengths from the lead. Then it's Harley Tune. Shammy Davis is second to last. Knight in Reno trails the field. And they ran a fast and furious first quarter in 22 and 2. And they take the battle into the far turn. Smoke Glacken hung out there 4 wide. The Richter Scale is 3 wide. Wrightwood is 1 off the rail. And at the fence it's All Chatter. And here comes Trader to join the fray on the outside 5th. Shammy Davis is down inside, but he'll need running room. Harley Tune is in between horses trying to get through. The Silver Move on the outside, Knight in Reno, and it's wide open as they turn for home. The favorite, Smoke Glacken, is emerging with the lead, but Trader is right there with them. Smoke Glacken and Trader and Trader. Trader takes charge at the top of the stretch, and he leaves Smoke Glacken reeling, but Knight in Reno, so far behind earlier, is putting in a belated bid, trying to reel in Trader, who wanders to the outside, but he's got a 4-length lead, and Trader is going to do it. Knight in Reno second, coming under the line, and it is Trader. He wins.
Well, in the Matron, Fabulously Fast took back, allowed Sharp Cat to have the lead. Here, everybody wants the lead, and look at the trip that Trader is getting. First-time Lasix, a lightly raced horse, Crypto Clearance would want the distance. Track did not favor this kind of horse, but against the 5-horse speed duel, not bad. John Velasquez not having a bad weekend, John. He won the other day, and he's winning this one today. Trader gets the money. For Alfred Gwynn Vanderbilt, Mary Epler, John Velasquez, 33.40, 13 and 9.60. From dead last comes Knight in Reno, 28.20, 14.20. Number 9 Harley Tune, 6.10. The 2-3 is 6.83. Try 239, $6,140. And the pick 3 of 3, $305. That's a 252. The pick 6, $21,453. 5 of 6, $121. We got another one for you. Here's the grade 2 Jerome, 128th running. It's $150,000. It's a handicap for 3-year-olds. And the favorite in here, the number 2 Diligence, the number 2 Diligence, Kent the Sormo.
And they're off. Why Change off to a good start. Actions in between horses. In contention is there. So is Diligence. Distorted Humor's up with the early pace. And on the far outside, Someplace Fast. But the fastest of them all from the gate was Why Change, the leader by a length. But Diligence just to his outside, running second. Distorted Humor right up there. In contention is running in 4th now. Toward the inside, Instant Friendship moves on through 5th. Someplace Fast on the far outside, 6th. Action is 7th. Gold Fever is 8th. Gold Token is 9th. 6 lengths back to Gator Dancer, the trailer. The leader is Why Change with 5 furlongs to run. He got a relatively easy first quarter for this group in 23 and 1/5 seconds. Why Change is on an uncontested lead. Diligence running second, but here comes some contention now. On the outside, Distorted Humor. Farthest out, Someplace Fast. They're running 3rd and 4th. Instant Friendship's just in behind the lead. Then In Contention, Action, Gold Fever, Gold Token. Gator Dancer's catching up with the field. It's still Why Change in front. Diligence second. Distorted Humor on the outside 3rd. Instant Friendship 4th. Gold Token hitting his best stride. He's moving to the outside. Gold Fever trying to find a way through. He's down on the rail. At the top of the stretch, Why Change is still there. Why Change remains the leader. Distorted Humor trying to reel him in with just a furlong to go. Diligence dives to the inside. Instant Friendship is running 4th. Down to the final 16th. Why Change? Yes! 17-1. Distorted Humor was second.
Uncontested lead on the inside at the top of the stretch. My wife liked this horse. She said, what do you think? I said, you've got C.C. Lopez on this racetrack. One thing I can guarantee you, he'll be on the lead. And sure enough, on the lead, not for a half a mile, not for 3/4 of a mile, but for the entire Jerome. And he wins the race for Marvin Delfiner, Joe Pierce Jr., C.C. Lopez, 36.60, 14.88.90. Distorted Humor, 610, 280, and it did survive a foul claim by the rider of Distorted Humor. Diligence, 290 to show. The 9.8 exact, $178. Try 9.82, $801. We'll finish up the week, 1 mile and a 16th over the inner turf. These are 3 and up, claiming tags 100 down to 80. A couple of lukewarm favorites, but the actual favorite is Zack Attack with Santos.
And they're off. Toward the inside, Paragallo's Hope comes out running for the lead. Sedan South second, his stablemate. Scanapieko away third. Manny's McQuite in fourth. Then between horses, Zack Attack is now moving up. Zack Attack now into third. On the outside, Scanapieko back fourth. Manny's McQuite in fifth, then Play After Dark. Farther back toward the inside is Claudius. Followed toward the far outside by the Wild Irishman. Then it's Exalto, and Validate is 10th. The opening quarter, soft, 24-4, and it's Paragallo's Hope out to a clear 3-length lead. Seydance is running second. On the outside, Zack Attack running third. Then it's 5 more lengths back to Scanapieko. Claudius between horses. Matty's McQuite at the hedge. Another length back to Play After Dark, the Wild Irishman. Exalto still 9 from the front, while down at the hedge, and Validate remains last. A half mile in 48-1. Around the far turn, about 3 furlongs left now. Paragallo's Hope still to catch. Paragallo's Hope by 2. Zack Attack is now a clear second from both. Scanapieko passed his partner. Seydance, who's dropped back. Play After Dark, a wide bid now. Then Claudius, they're in the stretch. 3/4 in 1:11-4. Paragallo's Hope now under attack from Zack Attack. Scanapieko on the far outside, Play After Dark, and Claudius is also finishing well. They're in the final furlong. Zack Attack short lead. Scanapieko. Claudius looking to split rivals in tight quarters. Scanapieko now in front, close to home, and it is Scanapieko. Claudius and Zack.
Scanapieko caught a lot tougher field than this up at Saratoga, but he did have trouble beating this bunch. Adam and Al Ross, Gary Siaka again, Jorge Chavez, Scanapieko. 854.83, Claudius 463.10, Zack Attack 260, Exacta 1221, 33.60. Try. These are the 3 favorites. The 128, 85.50, double 9 and 1, $203. To test the waters for the Breeders' Cup, and Skip Away, probably the best 3-year-old with Shane Sellers replacing Jose Santos, did win the race. However, the other American horse, Louis Quatorze, didn't run well, and the local horses did. We don't know. Some people do say that American horses don't like it up there. How will Skip Away do in the Breeders' Cup? He's not eligible unless Mr. Hine wants to come up with an awful lot of money, which I am inclined to doubt. Inside Racing, you'll see a lot of the big ones, so don't forget, Inside Racing Tuesday night. Good night. May the horse be with you.
On the outside, here comes Forgo. It's on his pleasure. Forgo on the outside. A Burns and Alliar heads the mark. We'll test these 2 to the wire. Secretariat is blazing along. He is moving like a tremendous machine.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. As promised, a nice day, a great card of racing, a good accompanying card for those who were here from Turfway Park. Many of those you'll see on Inside Racing. But we had, as promised, a good race card. It was even a good ball game up at Yankee Stadium, but we're more interested in our races. We'll get to them right after this. On the 16th, these are 3 and up. Campaigners, Claimers down 20 down to 18. Look at that board. lukewarm favorite, the number 10 West Buoyant with Frank Alvarado.
And they're off. Elocat's Banner gets out first. Birdie's Fly is away second. And here's Ancrest sprinting up on the inside third. Out of the chute onto the main track. Elocat's Banner makes the lead. Makes it rather easily. In front by 2. Ancrest down inside running second. Birdie's Fly on the outside. Then farther back, it's Little General in between horses moving from fourth. The Call to Rise close to the pace, fifth on the outside. Double Danger rating sixth. And Electrojet seventh moving through on the inside. Farther back, it's West Point, who's now about 7 or 8 lengths from front running Elocat's Banner. The 2 trailers, Babylonian and Churkin. Moving down the backstretch. Elocat's Banner is the leader, prompted by Birdie's Fly through a tepid first quarter at 24-1. Little General sitting just outside the moderate pace. Then it's Ancrest close to the pace down inside fourth. A Call to Rise still 4 or 5 lengths from the lead, followed by Electrojet. Then farther back, it's West Buoyant, Double Danger, Churkin, Babylonian. 47 3/2 mile, rounding the far turn. It's still Elocat's Banner, a short lead. Birdie's Fly trying to get by him. Little General continues to sit in close attendance to the pace. West Buoyant hitting his best stride, advancing to fourth on the far outside. Electrojet is coming through an opening toward the rail. Ancrest is under the whip, fading to sixth. The field turns for home. It's Elocat's Banner trying to go it all the way on the lead. There by a head. West Buoyant full of run on the outside. West Buoyant charges to the lead at the top of the stretch. Birdie Flies second. Elocat's Banner, nothing left. Electrojet on the outside now third. They're in the final furlong. It's West Buoyant, 3-length lead. On the outside, Electrojet for the inside.
Mike Watchmaker in the morning line made West Buoyant the favorite. The public did not agree. They were all over the place, but in the final minutes, they finally correctly settled on the winner. West Buoyant, a repeater, won its last. Viola Summer, Frank Martin, Frank Alvarado, I think he won the last yesterday. West Buoyant, 834, 42.90. Electrojet, 583.80. Birdie's Fly, 390. The Exacta, 10.2. Two of the favorites, $40.80. Here's the second. They're going a mile and a 16th. These are maiden 2-year-olds. There is a favorite. It is the number 1A, Proud and True with Jerry Bailey.
And they're off. Concerto gets away first. Twin Spires is there along with It's Cool. There goes Thunder Reef, and Risk All Take All is also involved in the early mix. So is Atlanta and Muftadi down inside. 4 of them now scrimmaging for the early lead. It's Cool comes on through short lead. Thunder Reef right there. So is Atlanta down on the inside. Muftadi. Risk All Take All right up there 5th. Then it's Twin Spires 6th, followed by Real Star moving from 7th. Concerto is 8th by a length and a half. On the outside, it's Jack Flash, followed by Proud and True. Jangles at the back of the pack. Up the back stretch, Atlanta by a head. Muftadi, though, right there with Atlanta through a quarter in 22 4/5 seconds. Heading for the far turn, Muftadi getting a short lead. It's Cool ranging up on the far outside. Atlanta's in between those two. Real Star is 4th, just in behind the lead. Concerto's picking it up on the outside. Twin Spires is now 6th. Thunder Reef in between horses. Proud and True down inside. Nowhere to run for that one. On the far outside, Jack Flash gets in gear with 3 furlongs to go. They're nearing the top of the stretch. Atlanta under a busy ride. In front by a half length. Muftadi fading at the inside. Concerto coming on the outside. It's Cool is in between horses. Real Star right there in behind the lead. Proud and True still bottled up down on the fence. Jack Flash on the far outside. Top of the stretch. Here comes Concerto. Concerto takes the lead in mid-stretch. Atlanta 2nd, Real Star 3rd, It's Cool 4th. Passing the final 16th marker, it's a Concerto in front, running greenly, but in front. Here comes Real Star. Here comes Real Star. Concerto, here's the line. Concerto.
The finish here, but Concerto wins it. Here's an interesting thing. Last time out, Concerto ran with the favorite, Proud and True. Concerto finished 3rd. Proud and True finished 4th. Today, Proud and True went off at 9-5. Concerto, bit of an overlay, but then again, he was 32-1 last time. They always, when they make a horse long once, they like to make him a little long again. Kinsman stable for Mr. Steinbrenner, who didn't have a bad day in the Bronx. John Tamero, the trainer. Carlos Marquez Jr., the rider. $12.40, $7.30, $5. Real Star, first time Lasik, $17.40, $11.80. Atlanta, $5.30 to show. The Quinella 310 10-3 is $137.50. The 10-3 Exacta is $197. And the first double, the 10-10, a pair of 10s, 46.80. Here's the third, beginning the pick six with the carryover. This is a mile, 3 and up. Not winners a race. Other than Maiden are claiming. Give you 3 to 5 on the inside. Crafty Friend, Jerry Bailey.
And they're off. Snoozin' and Cruisin' gets out quickly to the lead, but taken in hand immediately by Robbie Davis. Here's Big Louie. Nick Senegata puts Big Louie on the lead. Back Ring Al is second. Siberian Native, Crafty Friend toward the inside. Snoozin' and Cruisin' taken under a hard hold. Fifth on the far outside, then way out front. And Proud World is also under stout restraint at the back of the pack. The opening quarter went in 23 seconds flat. Moving down the backstretch, Big Louie out there by a length and a half. Crafty Friend on the chase second. So is Siberian Native on the chase on the outside. He's running third. It's 2 lengths back to way out front. In between horses, Back Ring Al. Snoozin' and Cruisin' still hard held by Robbie Davis. And Proud World now launching a bid at the half-mile pole. Big Louie still there, and he's zipped a half in 45 and 3. Here comes Crafty Friend after the lead. Siberian Native drawing closer, way out front, just in behind the lead. And then it's Back Ring Al, followed by Snoozin' and Cruisin', and Proud World on the far outside, coming to the top of the stretch. And Crafty Friend overtakes Big Louie. Crafty Friend in front. Big Louie second on the inside, way out front, in behind them third. Proud World on the far outside, Siberian Native in between horses. Back Ring Al and Snoozin' and Cruisin'. Top of the stretch, Crafty Friend shaking loose. But here's a late bid from Proud World. In the final furlong, Crafty Friend under the whip, but with a 2-length lead. Proud World trying to get him, but Crafty Friend is getting away. Crafty Friend pours it on in the final furlong, and he wins by...
And the cry of I'm alive rings throughout the track as the 3 to 5 favorite wins quite convincingly. Kenneth Carlin, Mark Hennig, and Jerry Bailey. Crafty Friend, first-time Lasix and legitimate favorite without it. 340, 250, 230. Proud World, 320, 260, way out front, 290. Exacta 1-3, they're in order, $12.20. Here's the fourth. They're going a mile now. The horses shipping out of Philadelphia Park were all scratched today. Something about a quarantine. I'm not quite sure what it is, but if you did use the number 5 Blue Madura here, you will get a conso. This is a mile, 2-year-olds, non-winners of 2. Favorite the number 4, Just a Cat, Joe Bravo.
They're off. Mercer Mill swerved in just a bit at the start. Seemed to affect the beginning of Ottoman's Delight. It's Mercer Mill and Willing vying for the early lead. Just in behind, Just a Cat, who rates third. Aldiza is on the outside. And Ottoman's Delight now making strides at the inside after that awkward beginning. Moving up the backstretch, it's Mercer Mill, keyed up, chomping at the bit, on the lead, willing to press the issue. The quarter went in 23 1/5 seconds. Just in behind are Ottoman's Delight. Just a Cat is in between horses, and the filly, Aldiza, is on the far outside with 5 furlongs to go. Heading for the far turn, Willing and Mercer Mill continue to share the lead. The 2 favorites, Just a Cat and Aldiza, moving in tandem with a half-mile to go. Ottoman's Delight is 5th. Willing emerging with a short lead. Mercer Mill couldn't stay with Willing, but here come Aldiza and Just a Cat. Midway round the far turn, Aldiza's on the far outside. Just a Cat's in between horses. Willing down inside. Mercer Mill's back to 4th. Ottoman's Delight under the whip as they approach the quarter pole. Aldiza and Just a Cat, their strides synchronized as they turn for home. Willing in at the fence, just in behind them, Mercer Mill, and the field turns for home. Aldiza and Just a Cat quickening up now together. Aldiza's on the outside, Just a Cat on the inside, and neither giving an inch. They're pulling away from the field. They've been head-to-head for a half-mile here. They're still inseparable. Just a Cat unwavering at the rail. Aldiza resolute on the outside. Aldiza forges to the lead. Here's the line. The filly gets it. It's Aldiza.
Well, here's the filly and the colt hooking up at the top of the stretch. They were the 2 legitimate choices in this race. They're going to race to the wire. You got to give the edge to the colt in a contest like this. But Aldiza has the outside, Jerry Bailey, and enough to get home first. Helen Alexander, Helen Groves, Shug McGahee, Jerry Bailey, Aldiza. 480, 260, 210. Just a Cat, 250, 210. Mercer Mill, 220. Vanilla 4774, they're the chalks, $4. The Exacta 74, actually they're inverted, $8.60. There are a couple of pick 3s. The 1017, the real pick 3, $64.50. And if you use Blue Medora and you had the first two right, the 10-1-5, $23.60. We're going on to the fifth now. This is at 7 furlongs. It is a, excuse me, it is for fillies and mares 3 and up. They're state breds. Non-winners of a race other than the favorites on the inside. Sammy M, Jorge Chavez.
And they're off. Aya Beauty gets out first. Jordan Express comes on through. Meadowmore's away third. Cool Babe is in between horses. Sammy M coming up the inside fifth. A length and a half back. For the inside, Call from Jesse is sixth. That's Holy Cow is seventh. Pink Syncopation, eighth on the far outside. A break of 6 to Reluctant Dancer. Aya Beauty short lead. Sammy M comes on through. Jordan Express in between them. And Meadowmore with the pace fourth. The quarter went in a lively 22-4. Cool Babe trying to keep up with the pace fifth. A break of 3. Back to a Call from Jesse and Ed Holy Cow. Another 4 to Reluctant Dancer. Pink Syncopation is now the trailer. They're rounding the far turn. Aya Beauty holding the lead over Sammy M. Aya Beauty now beginning to edge away from Sammy M. Meadowmore puts in her bid. Jordan Express fourth toward the inside. It's a break of 3 back to Call from Jesse, who's closing in along with Ed's Holy Cow. But it's still Aya Beauty with a 3-length lead and a quarter mile to go. Sammy M second, Meadowmore third, Call from Jesse fourth, Ed's Holy Cow on the outside fifth. Reluctant Dancer last down the backstretch is moving belatedly at the top of the stretch. Aya Beauty under the whip. The others trying to close in. Sammy M toward the inside. Call from Jesse. Ed's Holy Cow. Reluctant Dancer continues to close down to the final 16th. Aya Beauty weakening, but still in front. Ed's Holy Cow and Call from Jesse. They overtake Aya Beauty. Call from Jesse. Ed's Holy Cow. Noses on the line.
Exciting race. The speed setting it up for some closes, and Call from Jesse's going to get the money with a good solid finish, beating out Ed's Holy Cow. The horse that set the pace does run quite gamely, but the winner will be Call from Jesse. Joseph Birnbaum, Mike Freeman, and Robbie Davis by a nose. 1060, 450, 350. Ed's Holy Cow, 4290. Aya Beauty, 450. Exacta 24, 3740. Try 249, 340, 450. 3 and up at allowance conditions. The favorite, the number 3, Reality Road with Jerry Bailey.
They're off. Unreal Turn, Cold Execution, and Reality Road. On the outside, Musitar is there. Poor Bananas comes on through. Line Dances right up there. 6-way scramble for the lead. And the early trailer is Stark Ridge. Up the backstretch. And it's Poor Bananas getting a short lead. Reality Road on the inside second. Musitar up there on the outside third. Unreal Turn comes through an opening on the inside. Line Dance between horses, fifth by 2. Cold Execution, second to last. Stark Ridge trails the field. Around the far turn, Reality Road head to head with Poor Bananas. And they zipped a quarter together in 22-1. There's 5 lengths back to the rest of them. Unreal Turn down inside. Cold Execution on the outside. Line Dance between horses, fifth, and Musitar in Stark Ridge. It's Reality Road, a short lead over Poor Bananas. Eye-popping half, 44-4. Reality Road is the leader, but had to run hard to stay there. Poor Bananas on the outside, second by 3. Then Cold Execution, Unreal Turn, Line Dance fifth. In the final furlong, Reality Road is opening up. Poor Bananas, nothing left. Reality Road. Good looking win here.
What an honest colt this is. Just give him the right condition, he can't get beat. Oddly enough, they ran 1-2 all the way around the track, which doesn't say much for the rest of them, but Reality Road is a nice horse. Peter Pellegrino, Dorothy Pellegrino, Todd Fletcher, Jerry Bailey. 440, 270, 220. Poor Bananas, 270, 240. Musitar from the entry finished third. Jerry picks up his third. The 3-1 Exacta, they're in order, $13.20. Here's the 7th. This is a mile over the Widener turf, 3 and up. It's a allowance race, and the favorite is the number 7 Kiri's Clown.
Kiri's Clown gets out first. Shahid is also there. Shenani's Boss up and after the lead from the inside. Into the backstretch, and Shenani's Boss sprints to the front. Kiri's Clown right alongside second. Robbie Davis trying to throttle down the early speed of Shenani's Boss. Still holding a narrow lead over Kiri's Clown, who's glued to him early. Just in behind Shahid third, 2.5 lengths. Itaraz is fourth. Same Old Wish is fifth on the inside. The early trailer is Dove Hunt. 7 lengths from front running Shenani's Boss. Kiri's Clown just off his flank, and Shahid just in behind. A 22-4 opening quarter. 5 furlongs left. Shenani's Boss continues to set the pace. Kiri's Clown moving with him easily. Just in behind is Shahid. 2.5 lengths to Itaraz. Dove Hunt on the outside. Now 5 from the front, and Same Old Wish. A 46 flat half. Around the far turn, Kiri's Clown moving for the lead. He's got it now. It's Kiri's Clown in front by a head. Shenani's Boss, though, sticking with him. And then it's Shahid, wheeled to the outside for a clear aim. Same Old Wish is just in behind the lead. Itaraz is picking it up, and Dove Hunt wide open, turning for home. Kiri's Clown short lead. Shahid right there. Same Old Wish in behind. On the outside, it's Itaraz. Dove Hunt only 3 lengths from the front. Shenani's Boss is out of it. Down to the last furlong. Kiri's Clown gives it up to Shahid. Shahid in front. Same Old Wish looking for a way through. He's got a seam, and here comes Same Old Wish to tackle Shahid with 100 yards to come. And Same Old Wish takes...
Well, he didn't find a seam. He found an enormous hole, did Same Old Wish. This was a handicap, I must tell you. The fractions were reasonably fast. Shahid looked like the winner, but Same Old Wish, Mr. Bailey on that trip. Friendship Stable, Bobby Barbera, Jerry Bailey. 1446.70, 390. Shahid, 1487.30. Dove Hunt, 390. 2 6s, 176.50. Bailey gets 4. Here's the 8th. This is a 1/16 over the inner turf. Fillies and Mares, 3 and up. Now one is a 2 other than favorite again. It's Bailey on Neptune, number 5.
And they're off. Bank Approval gets away quickly. Nepta was steadied soon after the start. Bank Approval out there on the lead. But here comes Casanova Storm moving quickly to second. Per Pleasure just off the lead, running third and in hand in the early going. Down on the inside, Majestic Dream in hand running in 4th position. And alongside her, Radiant Megan is now 5th. Nepta behind horses 6, Pageant Princess 7th, White Willow is 8th, Run and Gun 9th. Then a break of 5, back to Maxine, who is the early trailer. They begin their run down the backstretch with Bank Approval leading by 3. The opening quarter went 24 2/5 seconds. Bank Approval out there on the lead by 2.5. Casanova Storm running along second. Per Pleasure's on the outside now 3rd. Majestic Dream rating in 4th. 6 lengths from front running Bank Approval. Then it's Radiant Megan in the clear on the outside. Napta continues to run in behind horses as they head for the far turn. White Willow is at the fence. Pageant Princess on the outside. Then Run and Gun and Maxine. Less than a half mile to go. A 49 flat half mile set by Bank Approval, who has been free running on the lead the whole way, but the others are getting closer. Casanova Storm's only a length behind the front runner. Per Pleasure poised on the outside 3rd. Majestic Dream has enjoyed a perfect trip while in behind the lead 4th. Nepta looking for a way through now from 5th. White Willow down inside in a tough spot from 6th. Then on the outside, Radiant Megan, Run and Gun, taking 6 wide into the stretch. Coming down to the last furlong now. Nothing left for Bank Approval. Casanova Storm has the lead. Per Pleasure on the attack. Nepta is now 3rd. Majestic Dream is 4th. Down to the final 16. Casanova Storm fully extended to hold off Per Pleasure. Maxine flying late. Here comes Maxine from out of the clouds to win.
She was dead last at the top of the stretch. She circles the field under Julie Crone. Julie Crone wins it with Maxine for the Kenmore Stable and Tom Skiftington. 16.25, 10, 340. Bailey second on Nepta, 310, 270. Per Pleasure, 340. 10.5 is $50.50. Try 10.5 for $199.50. Here's the pick 3 today. The old 3-2-10, $505. Pick 6 today, 6 of 6, 18,500. 5 of 6, $146.50. Let's go to the 57th running of the Grade 1 Vosburg, 7 furlongs. This is at weight for age, and the favorite is the number 5, the 3-year-old Honor and Glory with Jose Santos.
They're in the gate. They're off. Fort Stockton gets out first. The light the fuse broke alertly. Honor and Glory is coming on through to get the lead. It's Honor and Glory, the quickest from the gate. Light the fuse second. Blissful State 3rd. Not surprising, off to a good beginning. He's right up there 4th. Fort Stockton 5th. And Elusive Quality is running headstrong and is checked repeatedly by Jerry Bailey. Elusive Quality hard held. Langfier is second to last. And Top Account trails the field. A 23 flat first quarter. Honor and Glory, narrow lead. Blissful State comes through on his inside. Lights the Fuse right with them on the outside third. Then it's not surprising. Fort Stockton, Langfure beginning to move on the outside. Elusive Quality has been in behind horses the whole trip. It's another 2 back to Tappacout. 3 furlongs from the line. The opening half in 45 and 4. Langfure with a blitz on the far turn has moved to the 4. Light the Fuse second. Honor and Glory third. Fort Stockton on the outside fourth. Blissful State back in fifth. They turn for home. It's Langfure in front at the top of the stretch. Light the Fuse. Fort Stockton coming hard. Honor and Glory resurgent at the rail. Langfure in front. Honor and Glory second. Light the Fuse third. Langfure still in front. Light the Fuse alters course to the outside. Honor and Glory at the rail. Langfure has won the Vosburg a length and a...
He won the 4-go, and he's a bit of an overlay here. He's a good 7-furlong horse. You see the balcony move he made? If anything, he might have moved too soon, but he's just going to get the perfect trip in the end and win off. Honor and Glory falls back and comes again. Very strange performance by the favorite, but not a strange performance by Gustav Schickendanz's Langfure, Mike Keogh, the trainer, Jorge Chavez. 30, 60, 10, 540, Honor and Glory, 340, 290, Light the Fuse runs well, 410, 75, 95, 50, try 756, $596. We're on to the finale now. This is 7 furlongs, 3-year-old filly state breds, not winners of a race other than, we're giving it 3 to 5 on Sassy Sill.
Lucy Brown, Sassy Sill, Holly Springs in a Winlock Squall. Toledo Tony coming on through, but it's Sassy Sill out for the lead. Toledo Tony coming on through between horses now, and Toledo Tony gets ahead in front. Holly Springs is second on the inside. Sassy Sill's now back to third. It's 2.5 lengths back to Run with Nettie and Prepsy. A Winlock Squall is sixth on the outside. Sunshine Sapphire is seventh, followed by Lucy Brown eighth. 2.5 lengths back to Rhubob's Pride, the trailer, after a lively quarter in 22 and 3. They hit the far turn with Toledo Tony in front. Sassy Still a strong second on the outside. Holly Springs moving again in between horses, rounding the far turn, and it's Holly Springs with the head in front. On the rail, Toledo Tony second. Sassy Still with the pace third with 3 furlongs to go. The half in 46 and 1. Prepsy is just in behind the lead. Run with Nettie is there on the outside. Sunshine Sapphire getting closer, then a Winlock Squall, followed by Rhubob's Pride and Lucy Brown. They head for home. Holly Springs in front, Toledo Tony second. Prepsy is third on the outside. Sunshine Sapphire is coming up the rail. Then on the outside, it's Run with Nettie. Sassy Sill does not have it today, laboring. Down to the final furlong. Here's Prepsy, who collars Holly Springs. Sunshine Sapphire coming up the inside, down to the final 16. Sunshine Sapphire and Prepsy, head bobbing finish. Sunshine Sapphire, Prepsy got it.
At this point, we're running fast on the horses. Prepsy gets it. Milton Ritzenberg, Bruce Johnstone, Robbie Davis, 1820, 880, 580. Sunshine Sapphire, 966, 50. Holly Springs, 840. The 1-5 exact is 148. Try 152, 1246. The double 7 and 1, 273. The 10 Hammer Mill, 11 Baron von Stella. In the second, 14 Hawaiian Sunburst, 15 Liftum, 17 Sovereign Gem. In the fifth, the 10 Speediation, and 17 the last Samaj through 20 Abbas. In the eighth, take out the 7 Dinner Diamond. And in the 10th, scratch the 1 Relentless Star. We did show a race today from Louisiana Downs. The winner was Lost Soldier with Carlos Gonzalez. Just thought you might like to know that in case you bet the simulcast and went home early. We'll be doing it again tomorrow. Another good card of racing. We'll see you then. Good night. May the horse be with you.